Hey guys, Frost here. So today I want to go over a review for this game I've been playing called Rogue Company. So far I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not normally a big person for third person games, but let's just hop into it. So, what kind of game is it? It is a squad based tactical third person shooter. The gameplay is mostly based around tactical and team gameplay. So I've kind of broken this into a few different parts. So the first part we're going over are maps, mechanics, and audio. So this game does a lot of things well, and I think audio is one of them. The weapons sound good. The character movement is well done, in my own opinion. The weapons feel unique, not sounding very similar to one another. And with the character movement, you can hear people running from a good distance away. You can kind of hear them walking if you're listening, and I think they did really well with the footstep audio. So another thing I really like is the maps, the colors. I feel like they all have their own identity. I don't really think they kind of blend in with one another, where in like Call of Duty, I know some of the maps I feel like they look the same, they kind of feel the same. I don't really feel like that with this, but that could just because I only have maybe 25 hours, 30 hours into the game. That could change. Hit marker feedback is another thing that sounds and feels good in this game. The sound it makes, the ting to a headshot, letting you know you actually got the headshot on them, I thought was a good touch. It definitely is satisfying. So overall, I do think the gunplay is very, very fluid, if I could say that. Though I am mostly an FPS kind of person, learning Bloom and that kind of like mechanic was a little bit weird at first, though it was easy to get a hold of. Though there are two exceptions to the Bloom. There's Saint. He's got an AR, I believe, that you're able to aim down sights. And then the sniper, her name is Phantom. She's got an actual sniper and then a DMR. They both can ADS with. So those are the only exceptions that I know of right now. Again, with this being a third-person game, one of my things I'm not too awfully fond of, but I just have to get over. There's some perks to help me, but is the camera, being able to peek around a corner without actually putting yourself into any kind of danger and being able to see anybody without them even know you're looking at them. I'll get used to it. It comes with every third-person game, so that's just me not being real familiar with this genre of game. So another kind of criticism I have, I feel like in the respawn game mode at least, you bleed out super quick. I don't really like it. You have like 6 seconds or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it's pretty quick when you go down. If you don't have somebody like right next to you, chances are you're probably not going to get rezzed. You can't crawl very far, so I mean, it's a small thing, but it would be nice seeing that kind of increase a little bit, at least on the respawn game mode. On the one and done, I feel like it is sort of quick, but I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me too much. Game chat, though, is another kind of spotty thing in this game. The quality isn't the greatest, and at least from my experience trying to mess with it, everybody is extremely loud, and it's just not a very good experience. And when I want to play with people on other consoles or on PC, I can't make a party and invite them to it, so we would have to use the game chat, and it's not a good experience. So that's something I really hope they get fixed way even before the game releases. It would be nice if that could get fixed sort of quick here. I am not sure what all goes into fixing a mechanic like that in the game, or a feature per se. So one thing that kind of took me a little bit of time to realize, and they don't really explain it to you the best. So the respawn game mode, when you capture the objective and hold it, you don't automatically win. And a lot of like new people that are just playing that's kind of what they think, or maybe like a hard point where you just gain points. When you capture the objective and the timer hits 0, it takes a life from the other team. And then you win if the other team has no lives and that timer hits 0. I would like it if they'd be able to kind of explain this a little bit better. Again, it's a small thing, so it's nothing major, but it's just kind of nice for communication for those newer players. So we're moving into part 2 here, which includes the gameplay, the characters, and the weapons themselves. The gameplay is smooth, and the graphics are good. Not amazing. It doesn't feel cluttered, and the maps feel clean. The graphics, I don't mind. I know some people might not be a huge fan of like the cartoony looking graphics, though I do enjoy them. The characters are interesting and kind of fun to play, some more than others. Being able to use your abilities for, say, AoE characters like Scorch, Vi, it's kind of cool. You get kind of a satisfying feeling when you hold down an air and you can use those to either like get kills or stop people from getting into the objective or on the bomb. Now, a really fun thing I have not seen another game like take like this are the melee weapons. They're used in a very unique way, and it can be tons of fun and so satisfying to get any kills with them. Again, I'm not sure if any other games do this, and I haven't seen it, but I think it's a new feature, being able to throw your weapons and actually like down somebody with it. It's just a ton of fun, and I thought it was a great feature. So on top of the melee weapons, the gunplay feels great, though again, I am mostly an FPS kind of player. The bloom in this game isn't that bad. I feel like with a lot of the weapons that it's easy to gain a hold of. So even though the game does feel kind of smooth and the maps are fun, at times though it does feel like the games are not polished. It could be like a HUD glitch where hands are clipping through guns. You're not even really holding on to the model. A few other of the HUD glitches I've seen is when you go to select characters and as you scroll along, it highlights characters that you've already gone over. It can be kind of confusing showing you who you're actually on. There's another one that I wasn't a huge fan of, is where you have your buttons just unbind randomly. I haven't had it, though a couple of my friends have. So some of those bugs can be kind of frustrating to deal with, and they just need to be fixed soon, you know. Another issue this game seems to have is tracking progression and leveling. So when I first played, and a lot of my friends had the same issue, is where for your first few matches, maybe even more, if you're unlucky, you won't actually gain level. It says you're like level 0 or level 1, and then it says like XP to next level is like -1 or something like that. It's kind of annoying, but once you get after your first few games, it should work properly. From what I've seen, the stats do not track properly. So that's something that needs to be fixed too. It's not a huge thing for this beta, but it's definitely something that needs to be fixed on full release. Another issue I've seen, or a bug, glitch, whatever you want to call it, when you aim at somebody, the aim assist can help drag you left or right or wherever way you're going, and it can pull you out of cover, toss you off the map, and it's super frustrating. I feel like that's one of the bugs, along with, again, the unbinding buttons, can make people not even really want to play after that. So going back to the HUD issues, I'm not sure if it's really a HUD issue, but with character selection, sometimes when you unlock a character, it won't like unlock right away. Sometimes you have to back out to the main menu, or sometimes you even have to play a match in order to be able to play a new character you just unlocked. Again, kind of frustrating, kind of annoying. It's just a simple bug that needs to be fixed. So overall though, I do think this game is really fun. It's got great potential from what I've seen. There is a few things I would love to see from the full release. I would like a map pool to be slightly increased and have a unified map pool. So in the roadmap they released, they are releasing a new map, so obviously we're going to be getting new maps in the future, but the two game modes have slightly different map pools, and I don't really understand why. Again, maybe it's just from not having enough experience on those maps. Maybe one fits one game mode better than the other. That could be it. But there aren't many maps in this game, so I feel like having two separate map pools is kind of redundant. So with another thing, number 2, a ranked mode or system would be amazing because it gives people the motivation to grind towards something. It has been stated in the roadmap. I'm super excited to see integrate that into the game, if it's going to be like a a siege kind of system where you're getting MMR based on a win or a loss. So it would be really cool if they could integrate a system to where like you gain or lose less or more based on the performance of the team. So say if you like 7-0'd somebody, you'd gain like a ton of MMR, or if you're like on the flip side of that, you'd lose a ton. And so that way it's easier to get into the range of skill level that you and your team need to be at. Though another thing with if a rank mode does come in, you definitely are going to have a party to play. I'm not sure if they would include both the game modes into a rank pool. I could maybe see that. I definitely see the one and done game mode being in there. It's the one and done is not fun when you don't have actual people to play with and communicate with. It makes everything so much more difficult because a lot of people seem to go off and do their own thing. Again, I get it's kind of a newer game. People are just wanting to test stuff out, but that's just kind of a note to you. The proper profile record and stat tracking. Again, I already went over it. Not much need to say. Just hopefully it'll be fixed before the game releases. So another thing, it's kind of a small thing. It'd be easier for you to see what's on the ground if it was kind of highlighted. I feel like when I am trying to like pick up a grenade off the ground when I've already used my throwable, it's kind of hard to see where it is so I could like pick it up exactly. It's a small thing, so it'd be nice. So one thing I would like to see changed from my time in Siege, it could be from, but when the timer on a bomb hits 0, I feel like they shouldn't still be able to defuse. I had a clip earlier in the video where it shows that perfectly. I could play it again. I feel like if the attackers were able to hold off the defense before the timer got into that last period where it couldn't be defused, I feel like the attackers should get that round. That could change by getting more time in. It could change my opinion, though as of right now, that is how I kind of feel. So custom matches are not in the game right now, though it said in the roadmap they're coming, so I'm super excited for that. It'd be definitely fun to have some friends set up different challenges or something. With the unique gameplay in this game, I feel like that would allow for a lot of creativity. So what would I give Rogue Company? Looking over everything, I'd probably say about a 7.5 out of 10, maybe. It's a pretty solid game. It's a ton of fun and takes inspiration from multiple other games, and I feel like it does well putting them together. As of right now, though, I do feel like there are a lot of bugs and glitches. The game feels like it still needs to be polished, and we are in beta, of course. It just came out of alpha, so we'll see how time handles that. But on a good patch, if the developers play their cards right, this could be an amazing game, and I predict with good exposure, it could turn into a massively popular game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.